Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Let's get to some of these everyday carry, survival, prep, tech, tool deals of the week. Some of these I've already bought for myself. I've been scouring for some good deals, but of course, I got to make sure I take care of home first. But let's just get you guys hooked up as well. So, the first one that I want to talk about is Alpaca. Now, Alpaca has an outlet sale up to 50% off select items. I'll link this up down below. All the stuff will be linked up down below for anything that I think is interesting. But the one item that I found the most interesting was the Element Tech Case Mini. They call this the Echo Pack. This is normally $55 to bring this thing down to 35 bucks. That's a savings of 36%. I've seen a lot of I don't own this specifically, but I've seen YouTube videos on it, and I'm seeing people kit this out, use it as a sling, as you see this guy's using it here. But a lot of people just like to sit this on their desk and let them follow it around their house or follow it around their work site, cubicles or whatever, and keep everything that you need inside. Of course, you get your little mouse in there, or you can put stuff that you may need when it comes specifically for everyday carry. I like that it has this hyper orange interior, vibrant orange interior, well-made zippers. I own Alpaca gear. I don't own this specific case, but that's the type of deal that I would definitely jump on. The Vanquest Fat Pack Pro Small Medical Backpack, $90. This is on Amazon. This is normally $160. They're dropping this down from $154 to $90. That's a pretty good savings overall. You're nearing like we're gonna call it um the medical type of kit that you can use, in my opinion, if you are a coach, if you are a volunteer. For instance, one of my buddies just became the head coach of a flag football team. Doesn't sound like a lot, but this flag football team are a bunch of 4 to 6 year olds. And 4 to 6 year olds can get a little bit crazy. So, this is the type of bag that I suggested to him. If you want to put some items in, he can kit this out the exact same way every week. So if he does use a specific item, he can just replace those band-aids, replace that gauze, replace that splint or whatever. That's kind of one of the advantages of having an actual backpack. Vanquest makes fantastic bags. The Fat Pack series is a great bag. $90.89. That's a buy it now price directly on their website. Anker is having their Earth Day sale, the Anker Earth Day sale. I normally don't talk about sales from Anker because they're kind of redundant and they happen pretty often. But this sale actually caught my attention. So the Earth Day sale, if you buy specific items, you do get specific items free. So if you look here, if you buy items over $70, you get a 10-foot USB to USB-C cable. Over $90, you get an Anker Nano power bank, which is a $26 value. Or over 120 bucks, you get a power bank, which is a 20 a 20 milliamp hour battery bank. So the one that interests me the most was specifically I threw the Anker Mag Bank Go into the cart. That automatically gave me a 10% savings on Amazon. This thing's $89. On their website, it's $81. And then it automatically just throws into that cable in for free. The reason that I'm interested in the Mag Bank Go is I have an iPhone for work and I also use a Google Pixel 7, but I have a case on my Google Pixel 7 which allows for it to use MagSafe. This uses Qi 2 charging certified, which gets you 15 watts of wireless charging. That is about the maximum the iPhone can do. My Google phone can go up to 21 watts when it's on its Google charger. Listen, all this nerdy stuff, all I'm saying is this is going to get you faster wireless charging, one of the fastest MagSafe power banks on the market. And you can also use this with a plug. So it makes sense that they throw the plug in for free because you can actually plug up here on the very side and plug up an additional device or whatever the case may be. If you see here in this photo, I think that's a pretty good deal, something that you might want to look into. I'm not a big fan of CJRB or artisan cutlery overall, not because of the knives, but because of the warranty. Now, they specifically seem to warranty the purchaser, not the knife. Not a big fan of that, but a lot of people like the CJRB Pyrite. The button lock is on sale. This is cheaper than I've seen it on Amazon. $41.99. So normally coming in at 56 bucks or 66 bucks. No one's paying that amount, but it's going to be really up to you. I know a lot of people like this. They like the way it feels in the hands. And so if this is something that you're interested in, then I would definitely say that you need to go ahead and grab this up. This is a RPM 9 blade steel, which is something that CJRB and Artisan Cutlery tends to use a lot. It does have stainless steel scales, so if you're okay with having that type of metal scales in your pocket, then you can definitely check this out. Now, one of the things that I'm a big fan is the Ben Roos and their DTU 2A military field watch. A long name, but tremendous results. So here we can see here, this is the Ben Roos watch. It's on my wrist. Uh, and I like watches overall. I'm a big fan of military watches, but let's just take this one off and give you a closer look at it. So the Ben Bruce Field Watch, one thing I like about it is that it does have the Swiss automatic movement. It's a mechanical watch, just like I tend to wear most often. But what I like the most about this is that it has like a flatter dome sapphire compared to some of my other watches. And the actual automatic movement, it has an aggressively loud sound, which I kind of like in some scenarios. When it's really quiet in a room, I can hear this really, really well. So one thing about this watch is that it was originally issued in 1964 as a result of some modifications to U.S. military contracts. They were issuing these to troops that were going to Vietnam. And so I love military reissues. It reminds me of the people from the past and the sacrifices they had to make. My grandfather was in Vietnam. So imagine him being able to wear a watch like he wouldn't have been able to wear a watch like this, but because of his class when he was in Vietnam. But a fantastic watch. It has super lumen, very, very, very bright lumen on here, meaning that when it's dark, it's going to have lume on there so that you could actually read this thing in the dark, and it works for a pretty good amount of time. So this thing is normally $595. It is coming in for $495. That's a pretty good savings. It's a pricey boy. Don't get it twisted, okay? But this is the type of watch that you keep for life. You get serviced, you pass it down to others, and it's going to be good to go. And the thing is, it having that automatic movement, it's going to have that wind motion. So if you put it down for a while, I usually keep my watches in a watch winder, which winds my watch for me. But if I forget to do that, you can literally just wind the actual watch itself and get it back going very, very easily. And I think it looks pretty good as well. It comes with a little button compass. It comes with a NATO strap. I don't wear the button compass, but that's something that you may want to have on there as well. And I think it can go up to 100 meters underwater, according to the tech specs. So high quality. I think it's a great. And the specific movement is a Celita SW200 automatic movement with a bead blasted case. And the case diameter is 39 millimeters. This is about the max size that I kind of like to have for myself. I like 36 millimeters. This comes in at about a little bit under 40 millimeters. The Vertex Contingency Outbound Kit. This is a great price directly on Vertex website. On Amazon, this thing's running for $48. On REI, it's about $45. I don't know why on their website it's $25. Maybe they're about to come out with a different version of it. It looks like every color, or no, not the gray color and not the blue color. So if you want to get it in this OD green, or if you want to get it in this heathered reef, then it's going to be $25. That's a savings of 50%. That's a really good sale. So if you want to get something like this for packing out, so you can see here, they got some shaving cream and some mouthwash and a toothbrush. It kind of gives you an idea of the size of this. Or you can use it for your EDC stuff or for your travel kit. Maybe you want to have a small maintenance kit when you go somewhere. But this is a great packing cube to put inside of a bigger suitcase or to put inside of your everyday carry bag. Gerber, of course, we all love the Pry Bread. We love the Pry Bread X. I love the Pry Bread X. It uses an X-Acto size or a number 11 utility blade. But the Pry Bread X uses a standard utility blade, the type of blades that you can just buy at big box stores. This is technically 8 tools in one, but the reason I wanted to show you this is a new color. You can't get this color on Amazon yet. It'll be there soon, just the way that these companies work. This is a burnt orange color. I love the way that looks. Kind of reminds me of the Texas Longhorns. This is 8 tools in one. So you got yourself a nail puller, a couple of slotted screwdrivers at the very end, a bottle cap lifter, a seatbelt cutter, of course, the cutter itself. Now, it does have a very easy, quick change utility blade system, which I like about the Pry Bread. But if this is something you're interested in, if you've been waiting for it, $16, that's a pretty good price. Now, they have this listed for $20 on Amazon. I think they have the list price is $25. I don't think they sell it at that price anymore. $20 seems to be the way that they're going to be going in the future. Speaking of Gerber stuff overall, the Gerber Dime. Listen, the Gerber Dime, do I have mine nearby? Let me see. Got my Gerber Dime right here. So the Gerber Dime is kind of my go-to for just any small little stuff around the man cave. Specifically, the bottle cap lifter right here. I like that I keep it literally on top of my man cave fridge. And you can just use this to pop open a bottle of Corona or whatever you might have for that day. Now, it have that functionality, but it does have all sorts of tools inside. But the thing that I like most about this, that it does actually include a pair of scissors. It includes multiple tools that you can use at any given moment. But having a pair of scissors comes in handy for very, very small cuts. I have to use shipping labels here in the garage sometimes, and sometimes making those small cuts for that type of stuff makes a lot of sense. So this is right next to my printer in my fridge, dual usage, but it also includes a pair of pliers, butterfly style of the pliers on there, small cutters in there. Now the cutters are not replaceable. You're gonna have to sharpen those yourself. I like the fact that you can access the tools while the Gerber Dime is closed. I think that's a very good thing. And one of the hidden features of the Gerber Dime is that it actually includes a pair of tweezers, which a lot of people don't talk about very often. So just an overall very good functional tool to be able to use. Now, with that being said, you can get this thing for $23.20. That's a 20% savings. I don't really know anybody that spends $29 on this. It does normally hover around the $26 mark, so it's not a huge savings going on. But a savings is a savings. Number one bestseller in multi-tools. The Weha. This is the mini ratchet set by Weha. I like Weha's bits a lot. I like Wera's bits a lot. They make really good bits. This one has a very nice assortment of bits. The only issue I would have with this is it starts at T8. And that's going to be good for a lot of pocket knives, but some pocket knives do have a lot of pocket knives have T6. So you might have to, this might be a nice addition to your knife maintenance set. But what you're going to really use this for is when you're doing maintenance on items that could use a certain torque specification according to the website. For instance, if you take apart a Leatherman on Leatherman's website, it does talk about the torque specifications for putting a Leatherman multi-tool back together. SOG Power Pint, or a SOG multi-tool, Gerber multi-tool. Those have to be at certain tolerances for the tools to continue to work inside. That's pretty important. But this is a good starter. Now, they make a lot of different sets that have been going super popular lately. I know that Icon makes one at Harbor Freight, but Weha's making one. This thing is coming in at $29.48. It's only a 12% savings. A savings is a savings. Normally $33.41. If I go down and look at my pricing, the pricing stays pretty consistent. So this is the lowest price that it's been since they released this thing early last year. So I think that this might be something that you might want to jump on if you're trying to add to your knife maintenance, tool maintenance set, or if you want to have a small maintenance set on the go. Square bits, it does have the Phillips. It has a bunch of hex, and then it comes with some T-bits as well. So you can supplement this with additional bits on your actual maintenance area, but that's a pretty nice case. I like the fact it comes in its own little case. I don't know if it's blow molded or metal, but it looks like a pretty good case overall. And then also, this is one of those cases where you can it looks like you can remove the back and then just slide this entire thing into your drawer. But don't quote me on that. That might be something that you might want to do as well. A range bag. This is something I need to pick up. Right now, when I go to the range, I take a Yeti Go box, which is a big old, it's a great box, but it's a little awkward. It's a little heavy. It doesn't bend, it doesn't move. So sometimes you need your range bag to fit into weird places, or you get stuck on a range line or range site where you don't have a lot of room. I would prefer to have something like a duffel. And finally, something that I'm interested in when on sale. I don't need a brand name anything. It could be super generic. It's not going to get used all the time. I just need to be able to hold my mags, hold my weapons, hold my my multi-tools for my weapons or whatever. And this one, only specifically the Desert Tan version, is $36.79, 20% savings. I don't know why the other two are not on sale. Maybe this one's overstocked, but there you go. This is going to be something that you can use. It's about 12 inches in length, or overall it's about 13 inches, but the little area for your mag holder. So you can see the dimensions here and see if that's going to work out for you. But if you want something to be able to take to the range, keep at the range, and just have all your stuff on the go, this might be something that you might want to look into. The Initech Sling. The Initech Sling is a very interesting one. So here I have the Initech Sling. I did an entire video on this sling, and as much as a lot of people like their Tom Tox and their Alpacas and Able Gear and all this other stuff, this is a very capable sling. There's a few gripes, moans, and complaints I have about it. I think this front is made of like a 200D polyester. But there's so many hidden features. First off, you can fit an entire umbrella in this little hidden side pocket right here, which my buckle's in front of. That's a whole area where you can fill a small umbrella or a 16-ounce water bottle. Plenty of room in the front. You have a little area in the front, plenty of areas in the middle for storing stuff. This is a really good sling. It's a really good sling at its full price, but I always just kind of watch to see if this sling goes on sale, because it's one of my most like highly recommended slings that I tell to people. This is now $35.25. 25% savings. It's normally $46. So if you see here, it has been staying at $46 for quite a while. It has just jumped down to this mark. So this might be a buy it now situation for you if you're interested in it. I think Initech is selling quite a few things on a discount right now. This is the one that piques my interest the most. And I think this is a capable bag if you're trying to transition slowly into carrying sling bags versus just carrying your stuff in your pockets. It's so crazy because I like to keep different utensils at the ready at all times. So this is my little Gerber Devour, which is a part of my camping set. It also sits on my man cave table. If I forget, if I'm out here, if I get something to eat or, whatever, and I forget to grab a utensil, this just lives on my man cave table. Take it in and clean it. I have one in my truck. I have one in my camping kit. This one technically is a multi-tool, but just to show you over, I'm a big fan of these small little utensil sets because you never know when you're going to need one. You may go to a buddy's house, help them move. Imagine you're trying to move all their stuff to a storage unit and they stop and buy you some lunch and you forget the utensils. Like all sorts of little scenarios like that happen all the time. 21% off. This is $11.10. This one's by Coleman. It's not the Devour, but this one has more because it actually has a knife in it. It has a fork. It has a bottle cap lifter, can opener, and it has a spoon. So it looks like you're going to be fully taken care of for a relatively good price. The knife is probably not the best. It might even be butter knife sharp. It might not be the most sharp thing in the world. However, $11.10. Keep this in your vehicle, keep this in your kit just in case, especially if you're a construction or something like that, or you're some type of tech, you're always out and about and you are often not given utensils, whether it's by your spouse from your lunch that's packed or if you buy lunch and you don't get your utensils. Last week we showed this Citaven, the ST150. I guess we pushed the micarta back to its normal price, but now the black is on sale for $17.49. It's a 50% off savings. I got this thing in. I thought it was pretty nice. I ended up giving it to one of my buddies because I did want the thumb flipper. But just to have it, barely used it. I probably made 10 cuts with it. But I gave it to a neighbor. He's been enjoying it. Literally, he's only had this thing for a week. So I thought that might be something that you guys might want to check out as well. So 14C 28N blade steel is something that is extremely nice that you might want to check out. The Concept Main Street, this is $39. Normally it is $78, 50% off savings. I've been trying to keep my eye on Concept just to see if they do have any specific sales or deals or anything like that. And they did finally bang one out, which I'm happy to see. So this one here is using 154cm. It is a coated blade, G10 scales. I mean, it's a knife, right? It does have a pretty good looking pocket clip. I don't own this knife, but if you've been interested in, if you like Concept or if you've been interested in Concept, that's a pretty good price for a 154cm blade still, in my opinion, and from a pretty good company overall. We also have the Wuben X3. X3. We got to talk about the Wuben X3 real quick. So the Wuben X3, if you get this, I would say two things. First off, get it in, buy it with its case. This is a rechargeable case. The case itself acts as a battery bank, and you can use the flashlight while it's inside of its case. But if you get it in its case, make sure maybe you get a different color case. I got the white, and mine has started to dent up from falling on the ground, and I'm not a big fan of that. But if you keep yours stationary, you probably won't have to worry about the same things that I have the issues with. This is normally $109. It has dropped down to 87 bucks for the one with the case. Now they have the cases in different colors. If you want to get it in black, then the flashlight's going to be green or translucent. Then that might be something that you might want to check out. Or if you just want to get the flashlight by itself, you can get it for $65. That's still a good deal as well. Something that you might want to check out. One thing I like about the Wuben X3 is you can charge it with a magnetic. It can use a wireless charging. So if you forget your charger, it uses USB Type-C, 700 lumens. This is just a great EDC flashlight. You're not going to be using this if you're a security guard and you need to be able to shine 200 meters. That's not what this is for. The Wuben F5. I got to show this to you. Listen, I'm showing you guys some of my bangers, and when I see my bangers that are on sale, then it just draws my attention. So here we got the Wuben F5. What I like about the Wuben F5 is, first off, this entire back part is magnetic. This is my most used flashlight in the man cave, hands down. It also has a ring on it, so if you can hang this from certain areas, you can, but this is completely magnetic. So I put this on steel poles or whatever inside of my garage. And then it has a nice diffuse light in the front, which is about 50, and the entire thing acts like a battery bank. So in a pinch, I can actually take this and I can use the USB-A port out and use this to charge devices here in the man cave. So a pretty big battery bank. And it does have a few different light modes where it goes up to 500 lumens, 3 different light modes overall. Has a real little wrist strap. I like the Wuben F5. It's probably one of my go-to bangers. And right now it's normally $40. 20% off is going to get you $8 off. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. That's going to bring it down. I have it in green. You can also check it out in gray, whichever one tickles your fancy. The Tomt Tablet X. Okay, so Apple's about to release some new tablets. Samsung just released some new tablets. And, I just wanted to pick up a bag for my 15-year-old to check out. Now, this is going to be nice to be able, if you are a heavy user of your tablet, whether you take it to work, you take it to coffee shops or whatever, this might be your go-to bag. Normally $69, which is 70 bucks. 20% off brings it down to 56 bucks. I'm a big fan of Tomt products. This is a waterproof bag. It's going to have the protective zippers. It's also going to have the protective outer area as well. It fits an iPad Pro, iPad Air, certain Samsung tablets that are around 10.9 inches or whatever. So if you know that you like to carry your tablets quite a bit, or if you have an 11-inch laptop, which is a weird size, then this might be a go-to for you to carry. And it's going to fit like crossbody. It does have this swivel, 120-degree swivel, which I was a big fan on the Tomt Wanderer. They've brought that over to this bag, which is a banger. I like when they do stuff like that. Now, we have the tactical seat back organizer. Why do they call everything tactical? I'm unsure. However, this is a solution that might work out for me. On the back of my seat right now, I have an iPad with some janky strap that I bought on Amazon and a trash can. And I'm thinking if I can consolidate that and make it look more aesthetically pleasing, that may make a lot of sense for me. This is 29% off. Normally 59 bucks. Is coming in at 41.29. It looks like this is the only color on that sale. Now, one thing I like about this is that you're going to get the actual back panel, but you're also going to get a small, they call it EDC pouch. I'm not going to take it off and use it EDC pouch. A carry bag, a tactical waist bag, a molly bag. You get all this stuff. So everything is included inside of this one purchase, which leads me to believe that everything's not the highest quality and you're not going to want to carry it around in real life. But leaving it to strap to the back of your seat, and you can put stuff in there as you see fit. Maybe I'll use one for diaper wipes. One I can move the very bottom part out the way and use it for my trash can. Use one at the top for the iPad. I got a lot of different ideas for this thing, but it's going to be more than capable for small things like diaper wipes and stuff like that. That's what it's going to work out for me, and I think that's why I want to snag it up. Now, a Sharpel, this is a dual grit diamond sharpening stone. This is going to be good for bringing the sharpener to the tool. So if you have a lawnmower blade, or if you have a lathe, different choppers, different spades, different bigger items, you can bring the sharpener to the tool instead of the tool to the sharpener, like I do at my knife sharpening kit. So this is normally $26. It's dropped down to $19.98, 26% savings. You can also get it with the leather strap. That also comes down. It's only a 10% savings. But if you want the more sturdy handle, which a lot of people are interested in, you can get it like that. Or you can get the sturdy handle with the leather strap for 10%. So the best deal seems to be if you just get the sturdy handle by itself, you're going to be saving 26%. But any of these are a pretty good deal. I would probably get it with the leather strap because, it would be nice to strap in between sharpenings every now and again. The Work Pro Home Toolkit. I'm oftentimes talking about these small, easy to use toolkits that you keep in your kitchen junk drawer. This is like a kitchen junk drawer just ready to go. Everything that you need. It has a blow molded case. Looks like it has a couple of precision screwdrivers, one being a slotted, one being a Phillips, a tape measure. I don't know how long it's a 10-foot tape measure. We talked about this a few weeks ago. A hammer. You got a set of pliers. You got a blade, a retractable blade, and some bits, plus the 3.7 volt actual Work Pro itself. $25 on this normally, but I have a coupon that would bring this down 40% off. That's a pretty good savings. That's going to bring this thing around, what, like $15 or something like that. Plenty of RPMs for small tasks. If you need to take off covers and do small electrical work, but you want to take the covers off, if you want to put together a small piece of furniture you got from IKEA, this is perfect for that type of stuff. Are you going to be driving a lag boat into a wall? No, not with this. But all sorts of small projects around the house, 100%. It all comes in a nice case, which I meant earlier. I like that this thing telescopes and it goes straight for the actual screwdriver, or you can use it at that, like looking 45-degree looking angle thing or whatever. Write in the Rain notebook. Now, for the longest time, I was using, and I've been using the crap out of, I even have it opened up in front of me right now. I've been using my Field Reporter's notebook, and I like this thing because this is by Field Notes. I've been using this a lot. Of course, I have my EDC journal that I use quite often, but this is a Write in the Rain hardcover notebook. And I use my Field Reporter's notebook so much that I'm almost interested in just getting a similar size, but a hardback cover. This is 23% off, normally $22.95, $18. That's what drew my attention. It's the cheapest in black for some reason. Don't know why. Doesn't really matter to me. I like the fact that it is that pretty reasonable price. I might snatch that thing up. Now we're looking at the VOD Chipmunk. VOD's having a flash sale directly on their website. One thing I will say is their website prices for the sale matches the Amazon prices. So here's one recommendation when I would say buy it on Amazon if you have the Prime shipping, because you tend to get it faster if Amazon has it in stock, because this is shipped from Amazon. The return process on Amazon is very, very seamless. I don't know the return process on VOD. VOD makes great knives. I'm just telling you my experience. The Chipmunk and the Raccoon are very popular. Raccoon being more popular, Raccoon's not on sale. But the Chipmunk is. He's using some Scandinavian 14C28N blade steel. It's a great blade steel for a budget knife. G10 scales. Has a flipper. It has a liner lock. Has a little area for your hand to comfortably rest when you're holding on to this knife. And it's 15% off. So that's a pretty good savings. Going to bring this thing down to around, what, like $51 or something like that. So if you want to have something, a blade that's less than 3 inches, I think this is a good way to go. Or you can even look for something that's even a smaller overall footprint, but a larger blade. This is the VOD Corgi. This is also using the Scandi 14C28N blade steel, 15% off. I don't know if every color is 15% off. I'll link this up. You can just kind of explore the links and see what the colors are. For me particularly, I like the fact that this thing just has this, they call it the Trek Lock, micarta scales, cage ball bearings. Very good, a very popular knife as well. People are a big fan of. And then we kind of round it all off with something I hear a lot of complaints about is I will hear us people say, X, you're always talking about bolt action pens or whatever. This is a tactile turn force patina pen. And this one here is a dark, it's called the Dark Matter. It's a great pen, but this is like a $200 pen. I understand the gripes, moans, and complaints about that stuff. Well, they also hear a lot of complaints that these pens are heavy. Now you can get the Bastion Premium Boat Action Pen. This is aluminum version, multiple colors. It's $39.99, but there's also a clickable coupon to get you $5 off. Now, if you really want to just explore the world of boat action pens, here is your chance. $40 pen, $5 off, 35 bucks out the door. If you buy more, you save more. So if you buy 2 of these, you save 10%. And it has it in multiple colors. I would probably be most interested in the red. Is the red also on sale? Yeah, you can get the red as well. So that's something that you might want to check out to see if you would even be interested in carrying a pen with you every single day. I have helped you out with a tremendous amount of deals today. Make sure you hit that like button, share this video, and all of that good stuff. Think about becoming a channel member because these videos drop earlier for them than they do for the masses. But that's not a requirement. All you got to really do is just hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you. Nice to meet you. For everyone else, we will speak soon.